right? This is a grip and rip WOD, so your grip is going to be key as far as maintaining that and staying. We want to really prep that before the WOD. The other thing is going to be your mid-back. So because once you're doing toes to bar, you need a lot of thoracic extension. You saw the British guy, he had an incredible amount of global extension so he could snap back for his toes to bar. We don't all have that. So most of us are going to be doing toes to bar like this, right? So which is further going to tax our grip and fatigue our our upper back. When we get to our double unders, if you want to have smooth and efficient double unders, you need to be upright with your wrists low. Again, mid-back is going to be doing a lot of postural work. So that's a key as far as where you need to spend a lot of time on mobilizing grip, mid-back, lats, and grip includes forearm flexors. So how do you do that? So for foam roll, okay, to do the T-spine, there's two ways to do it, and I'll do a little demo of each. You can do lacrosse balls to the mid-back, and I think everyone knows how to do those, but I'm happy to show you that too. And then lat stretch, you can use the bands or the foam roll. So let me grab a foam roll real quick. So for just getting on the foam roll, you're going to start with foam roll ironing, and this is going to get your whole back kind of set up to do the work it needs to do. You need to rest head to your sacrum. You relax your hands and you're just going to roll. You're going to smash your back basically from side to side. You want to stay relaxed and you want to go about 2 inches on either side of your spine, okay? Set up the clock, do it for about a minute. Then you're going to turn and go perpendicular. What you're going to do is you can grab a PVC pipe just to have something to counterbalance. You're going to roll relaxed. Notice how my butt is up. I'm rolling. I'm going to do that for about 30 seconds, and I'm going to find that really tight spot in my mid-spine, my mid-upper back. I'm going to drop my hips. When I drop my hips, I'm going to be stretching out my lats, my chest. What position am I in for the WOD? What am I doing? Toes to bar, right? So you want to really work that area through there. So you're going to roll it a little bit, find your tight spot, counterbalance, holding on to something, and then drop your hips and big stretch there, and you can work that, okay? Then, since we're kind of still on the foam roll, you can go to the side, and Christina was doing this today, and you can smash your lats this way. So those are 3 things. Make sure you're kind of rotating through to get all under the arm in that whole region, okay? Forearm stretch, or the forearm smash here. So the easiest thing to do is get your forearm on the ground, put your knee on it, and you do, no, this is great. We call it magic fingers, okay? You ready? Watch. Party trick. So now you're smashing all that tissue, but it's so easy to do, and you want to get in there and go the whole length of the forearm. Now, if you don't have the flexibility to get in this position, I'll show you something different. Then, as you saw the British guy do immediately after he got off, he turned his hands here and he sat back and did a good forearm stretch here. When I do this, notice how my fingers are backwards, and then I'm going to throw my elbows forward and stretch back, okay? Really pressing into that. So that's forearm smash. And then you spread your fingers wide and sit back, okay? So it's important to mobilize the tissue first and then stretch it, okay? So you prep the tissue and then stretch. Abs, then you wanna, further on, you wanna make sure you stretch your abs out, do some low back stretching and hamstring stretching. That's pretty easy, but to stretch your abs out and to get them prepared and get your back ready to go, you're going to do a passive stretch here, and this is where I'm going to peel off the floor but let my stomach just sag, okay? So I'm not lifting my hips, I'm just allowing my back to arch in a passive manner. I'm not actively doing it, and I'm going to let my stomach sag, but you'll get some lumbar extension with that. So that's just a nice stretch to kind of work into, okay? Then, where Where are we? Oh, low back stretch. You can just do knees to chest, whatever low back stretch that typically works for you. And then whatever hamstring stretching works for you. I'm a big fan of dynamic stretching, the track start. We've just been over this, where you go up and back. And again, what I'm doing nose to knee, I'm stretching this hamstring. I'm preparing that tissue to go through the motion. So it's not a static stretch here. Okay? And I'll go over, if anyone wants to stay after, I go over them with you individually. And then all your hip stretching, okay? So hip openers, pigeon on a box, wall stretch. That's the one I want to kind of show you real quick, and side to sides, because you're going to do a lot of squat cleans. So I'll just run through. A hip opener is when you're here, you get in a plank position, and you play a little twister. So right hand, right foot. You're going to grab your foot. Now I'm in a lunge position, and then I'm going to actively take my hip out to the side. So like 3 good knees away from the shoulder. I come back, I do the other side. I'm in a nice lunge position, chest is up, and I'm going to actively get that hip open. So if you can imagine, it's this. If I were standing, I'm doing a one-legged squat and mobilizing this side of my hip. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, pigeon. You guys know this. Jeff does this a lot, and also in ROMWOD. You can also do that on a box. Okay. So that's where you do the same position. So you're getting here, and you can lean over, and it just puts a little bit of a different angle on the stretch, and that's going to stretch open the hip here. Okay. And then the last one, what do we have? Oh, the wall stretch. So a lot of times when we're in the bottom of that squat, we were saying knees out, right? So we're getting the hips open, but another way, this is a passive thing to do, is to get your butt against the wall. You've probably seen Jeff Lee do this. My Jeff, okay? And this is just a great way to open your adductors here, because you're going to need those in the squat clean, okay? All right. So, any questions? Okay. Any comments or additions to that? A stretch that's worked well for you?
For the hip opener, if you're